Hello children, this is Sheikh Yusuf, your social science teacher, and today our interesting topic is our environment. Children, let us learn what is our environment. Before learning in detail, let us know what is an environment. Environment is defined the surroundings that we find. Whatever we find in our surroundings, that makes environment, like land, water, air, soil, chairs, tools, whatever we find in our surroundings, that makes an environment. Our environment is made up of different components, and these components can be broadly categorized or divided into three groups. The first group is natural components, and the second group is human components, and the third group is human-made components. What does natural components include? The natural components include land, water, air, soil. Now, what does human components include? Human components includes individual, community, society. Then in society we find religion, education, political activities and other economic activities. Together all these components make human environment. Now, human-made environment. Human-made environment is formed by roads, buildings, bridges, railways, whatever we find that is made up of humans, that is known as human-made components. Children, let us learn in detail about the natural environment. Whatever you find in your nature that is naturally available to us, like land, water, air, soil, that makes natural environment. Natural environment is divided into further two groups, that is physical environment and biological environment. Physical environment is composed of all the non-living things, or we can say all the abiotic things like land, water, air, soil and solar energy. They make a physical environment. Now, biological environment. Biological environment is composed of all the plants, animals and human beings. So together by these living beings like plants, animals and human beings make a biological environment. Now children, let us know the interaction between these two environments, between the physical environment and the biological environment. There is a close interaction between the two, or we can say physical and biological environments are closely interrelated, or they are interdependent on each other in the form of transfer of energy and matter. If there is any change in one of the environment, it brings changes other. For example, if there is any change in physical environment, that is in land, water and air, it brings the change in biological environment. It affects the biological environment. Let us have some examples how these two environments are interacting closely with each other. Let us quote an example. All the plants depend on physical environment for their survival. That means all the plants need energy and matter that they get from the physical environment. All plants need land, water, air and energy that they get from the physical environment to make their food. At the same time, all the animals depend on plants for their survival. So there becomes a continuous food chain. Let us quote one more example how biological environment also affects the physical environment. All plants release oxygen and oxygen becomes the part of the physical environment. All the burrowing animals dig up the soil and make it loose, and that soil becomes fertile for the growth of plants. So children, this was all about the interaction between physical and biological environment. Now let us discuss the four major domains of the earth. Children, the four major domains are, we also call them as realms of the earth or major domains of the earth. Children, there are four major domains of the earth, that is in the form of lithosphere, and lithosphere is the solid portion of the earth makes the lithosphere. Next one is hydrosphere. All the water bodies together make the hydrosphere. And third one is atmosphere. The air that surrounds us makes the atmosphere. And the next one is, fourth one is biosphere. All the living beings together make biosphere. Let us now discuss all the major domains of the earth in detail. The first one domain is lithosphere. What is lithosphere? The uppermost layer of the earth is known as lithosphere, or we can also say the crust of the earth is also called as lithosphere. This lithosphere is made up of mainly rocks and minerals. And this lithosphere also includes both continents as well as ocean basins. And if we see, out of the total surface area of the lithosphere, water bodies make 71% of the lithosphere, and all the land portions or all the continents make the 29%. So children, we can say that in the lithosphere we have 71% that is made up of water bodies, and in the lithosphere we have continents or land portion that makes 29% of the lithosphere. Now let us know the importance of lithosphere. Lithosphere is very important for us in various ways. For example, lithosphere is used for agricultural purposes. You all know that we grow crops on the soil, and that soil we find in the lithosphere. Lithosphere also provides us rocks and minerals. Minerals like gold, silver, copper, zinc, etc. All these minerals are very useful for us because we use these minerals in industries. Lithosphere is also used for making some settlements as well. Not only settlements, lithosphere is also used for making roads, buildings, airports, schools, etc. Now children, let us know more about the next domain of the earth, that is hydrosphere. What is hydrosphere? All the water bodies on the earth together make hydrosphere. For example, oceans, seas, lakes, rivers, underground water, even water vapor together make the hydrosphere. Now, let us know the importance of hydrosphere. How hydrosphere is important for us. Hydrosphere consists of both saline water and fresh water. If we see the percentage of saline water and fresh water in the hydrosphere, it is that 97% of the water on the earth's surface is found as saline water, that is in the form of oceans and seas, and 3% is found only as fresh water. And out of these 3%, 2% is locked under glaciers and ice sheets. Only 1% fresh water is available to us, that we find in the form of rivers, lakes, ponds, underground water, and as water vapor. Fresh water is used for domestic purpose, industrial purpose, and agricultural purpose. Apart from these use, water is also used as means of transportation. Water also provides us number of foods and also number of minerals. For example, number of salt minerals that we find in oceans and seas that we use in our day-to-day life. Oceans also provide us as international trade routes. We can say oceans and seas are also used as international trade routes. Oceans and seas moderate the climate of coastal areas due to the land breeze and sea breeze. Let us know about one more major domain of the earth, that is atmosphere. Children, what is atmosphere? Let us define atmosphere. The gases that surround us is known as atmosphere, or we can say the blanket of air that surrounds the earth or that surrounds us is known as atmosphere. Atmosphere is mainly composed of some constituents like gases, dust particles, and water vapor. Gases that we find in the atmosphere are oxygen 21%, nitrogen 78%, carbon dioxide 0.03%, and rest of the gases we find they are argon, neon, helium, hydrogen. They are known as other gases. If we see 99% gaseous composition of the atmosphere is made of oxygen and nitrogen. These are also known as life-surviving gases. Children, let us know the importance of the atmosphere. All the gases in the atmosphere are very important for all of us. Like we all breathe in oxygen, or we can say animals inhale oxygen and exhale carbon dioxide. And nitrogen. Nitrogen is required to maintain the fertility of the soil. Carbon dioxide. All the plants require to make their food, but for making their food, all the plants take carbon dioxide from the atmosphere, and in return they release oxygen in the air. Carbon dioxide is also important for us because it keeps the earth warm. How the carbon dioxide keeps our earth warm? Children, you all know that when the heat reaches on the earth's surface, or we can say when the solar energy strikes with the earth's surface, then it radiates back, or we can say then it reflects back, and there is already present carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, and this carbon dioxide traps this radiated heat or absorbs this radiated heat, and the temperature increases in the air, and because of that increase in the temperature, our earth remains warm. This is why, children, carbon dioxide is also known as greenhouse gas, and carbon dioxide produces greenhouse effect. It is because of this greenhouse effect that our earth remains warm. Now, children, let us know the importance of water vapor. Water vapor also makes an important constituent of the atmosphere. Children, water vapor in the atmosphere condenses and produces precipitation. Whatever the precipitation we receive on the earth's surface in the form of rainfall or in the form of snowfall, that is produced with the help of or with the presence of water vapor in the atmosphere. Now, next one important constituent of the atmosphere is dust particles. Dust particles also play an important role in the atmosphere. Dust particles make a nucleus for the water vapor, because water vapor condenses around these dust particles and makes the minute droplets, and millions of these minute droplets together make a huge mass of cloud, and then these clouds give us a rainfall. So we can say it is only because of the presence of the dust particles that water vapor condenses around these dust particles. Children, this was all for today. Let us continue this topic in the next lecture. Thank you all.